R.I.P. It's a sad day, man. It's a sad day. Last couple days empty. Propane. Oh! New propane. We finally gonna be warm today. So, I'm stoked on that. I've been freezing. You see me, I've had the door open because I've been like, screw it, doesn't even matter. Welcome back to the Feezy-built channel. Hope you enjoyed breakfast. Today we're going to be going over the quarter panel. Last video we did the door, the dented the hell pointless door, but it looks good. But the quarter panel, she's pretty dent free. Okay, she deserves the same treatment. So in this video we're going to be doing it a little bit different. Maybe you clicked on this video because of the title and you're trying to level out some hills to your clear coat. So I'll put a link in the last video. There's several different ways of doing this. In this video, it's going to be the Denim Pads. Alright? These things are a lifesaver. So there's two different sorts. This orsen, these guys are a little bit more expensive. They're a 6-wheel, but they're perfect. These ones, from what I've done research, I haven't even used them, so I shouldn't talk about them. But they're better than these guys. So these are the carpro. They're cheaper. They come in a 2-pack. You do go through these really fast, so be prepared to buy a lot of them. I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything turned on, get the heat on in here, get it cleaned up, pick up my entire mess that I got going on, and then I will show you guys what I'm doing with the quarter panel. Alright guys, so that's prepped about perfect. It's soaked up that moisture. It's best, it even says it on the back of the big box here, it's best to keep this as saturated as possible, and you're going to try to avoid washing it with water. Instead, let the compound dry out and the clear coat that it's taking dry out, and scrub it clean with a nylon brush or a toothbrush. So I'm going to go ahead, I mean that's about perfect, but I'm just going to put a little bit more just to make sure it's saturated. Then I'm going to come over here, oh yeah, here, I'm going to go over this real quick. I'm going to use the small ones first, right? Saving Big Bad Daddy for last. But these small ones, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to knock down the majority of everything. And then Big Bad Daddy come in and do the finish work. Because I just feel like this guy is going to do a lot. And it would be nice to keep it for the end to try to get that mirror finish, right? So I'm going to come back over to my orbitals. I have a 5-inch palm sander. This works for the same thing, right? And then just like always, we're going to come in and we're going to go one pass and then we're going to overlap. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to use the full blade and then come down and use the full blade. We're going to use the full thing and then overlap, just like mowing a lawn. That way we're keeping everything uniform as possible. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to doing that. I'm going to knock it down. I'm going to time lapse it. And then I'll pick back up with you guys after the first pass, second pass, third pass, and just let you know how it's going. And yeah, it's pretty easy. This is going to save you a lot if you're trying to cut and buff a paint job, get rid of hills and clear coat, and not have to use sandpaper and worry about burning.
Okay, so at this point, I realized the denim pad was just not gonna. It was just gonna take too long. So I went to the cut and buff process, which I know works and I'm pretty comfortable with. But if you're not comfortable with that, I do give it to the denim pad. They work. You just have to have patience and a lot of time, which I don't have very much of either. So I just went ahead and went to the cut and buff process, which you'll see the end result further on in the video. But I'll also show the other quarter panel on the driver's side that I did use the denim pad, and it came out just as good. So it's up to your discretion. I'm pretty comfortable with the cut and buff, so maybe you have enough clear coat and you're comfortable as well. But like I said, I'll leave that to your discretion. So pick back up.
What's up, guys? So as you can see in the time lapse, I kind of gave up on the denim pad. Not that they don't work, but I mean, you're literally, I remember the other side because I already did it to the other quarter panel. I spent like 16 hours, a bunch of money in those denim pads to get it done, and I just grew more and more confident in the amount of clear coat that I had on this. So I have went ahead and started to cut. So I just started off at 2500 and started knocking the hills out. So you see those shiny specks, right? What we're doing is removing those areas when we're making it even. So though each one of these little shiny specks is actually clear coat that's lower than the actual surface here. So to get that perfect mirrored finish, to remove those hills, you know, if you're confident in your ability and if you really want the perfect finish, I would go ahead and suggest that you cut and buff. But you need to also be pretty confident in the fact that you have enough clear coat there. So this coat, or this car, like I said, has an incredible amount of clear coat on it. So I'm very confident that I can remove it down to the point to get the rest of it to look like this. So I'm gonna keep on moving ahead on this. I just wanted to pick back up with you guys and let you know that these denim pads do work, or denim pads, they do work, but it takes a lot of time and it would probably take a lot of money to get it proper. So, but we'll flip over to this side where I've already done the denim pad, and I mean, as you can see, it's literally perfect. But it just, like I said, that was like 16 hours. So I'm gonna keep on going on this. I'm gonna work my way to 3,000 to 5,000, and then I'm gonna use the denim pad to finish it off and polish it. But pick back up with you guys when I'm to that point. Got to the quarter panel. I mean, you can see good old, you can see the reflection of the new merch even in there. It's pretty crazy, right? So super stoked on that. Now we're working up to the roof panel and the A-pillars, right? So as you can see, the mirrored reflection, it's still there, but it's not the greatest, right? It's kind of hard to pick up on camera. In some places it's actually really bad, the orange pill, because I'm such a short guy. So when I was, you know, spraying it, I was like reaching. Anyways, I'm gonna work this in 4 sections, okay? So from about here up and over, then the back, and then I'll move to that back corner and there, and then I'll blend the whole panel into one, so we have nice even clear coat and appeal. We're not having like big waves in it or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on doing that. If you guys are interested in the merch, or maybe you're a new subscriber, we just did our first round of merch. They're $20 a shirt. You know what? I wonder if I can get the back like this. I don't have any of my boys with me today to help hold the camera, but right? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Doing some weird stuff here, but okay. So I'm super stoked on the way they turned out. I think $20 is a killer deal. They're awesome, especially if you live in the Pacific Northwest, or you just like the olive drab or forest green like I do. It goes with like every outfit, you know what I'm saying? They're really comfortable. They stretch quite well, so they're perfect for working and stuff in. that's pretty much it for the merch drop. Nothing crazy. If you guys want one, buy one, hit me up, and we'll get it figured out. But I'm going to go ahead and start doing this panel. Probably put you guys on time lapse. I'm going to bust this out as fast as I can, and I'll pick back up with you guys. Hell yeah, dude. So we got that all knocked down with 2000 grit. It's looking pretty good. It's a nice level surface. What we are still focusing on, because there was a lot of hills in this clear coat, guys. I'm a first time painter. This isn't something that I do. It's just something I couldn't afford to pay somebody else to do, and I wanted to have it done, right? So this is what we're working with right now after we've got it all nice and level and smooth. We could polish this, but we're not going to get the perfect mirror reflection. And all these little pinholes that you see, those are just low spots in the clear coat. So we're going to keep on sanding this in a crisscross pattern, making sure that we're staying level. And I know I should be doing it with a block or a sponge, but I'm fairly talented at this, and I don't leave impressions. I'm very light-handed. So if you're not used to this, maybe keep like your dish sponge, wrap it up in the sandpaper. That way you're not transferring these spots of your hand, your palm, while you're sanding, right? So, or just be really level-handed and smooth, and don't use a lot of friction, or you'll end up with waves. So I'm going to keep on sanding these out until they're perfect, until I can't see those anymore. I switched my whole thing over. I went to new clean water, new piece of sandpaper. I've cleaned the panel, ensuring that I'm not sanding any contaminants into the paint, or into the clear coat, I should say. But I'm just going to keep on carrying on with this. It's, you know, this is kind of a lengthy process. So if you don't have it in you, you know, you might want to find somebody locally, a detailer. Some detailers do this. They'll do the full cut and buff, but it can be quite expensive. But paint correction, painting, all that stuff, you pay to play. So the best bet is, if you can do this stuff at home. You want to get practice. This is how you're going to do it. This is how you're going to learn. But, you know, it's going to take more time to get that perfect result. So, you know, would I say pay a painter to paint your car? Probably yes. You know, the chances of it still having orange peel are very high. You know, that just kind of comes with painting the car. So you might still have to do this process, but I guarantee you it's not going to be as lengthy, because there's not going to be so many hills in the clear coat. So I'm going to keep on knocking that down. And then I'll pick back up with you guys as soon as I get to the point where it's like ready to polish, maybe, or after 5,000 grit. We'll see. See you guys in a second. You may be asking yourself, what the hell is he getting into now? Well, I think it's pretty clear, you know. If your answer was, I'm about to respray this hood with clear, you are totally wrong, because I'm wet sanding it and getting it prepped for the polish, just like I'm doing with the roof. So picking back up with you guys, just like I said I would. I'm now to the stage of my 3000 grit, and as you can see, we have a pretty good mirror reflection. That's no polish, no nothing on it, clearly. It's nice and dull. It's not perfect. There's still some hills in the clear, but I'm going to leave it that way, honestly. If I want to make it any better, if I want to perfect the chassis, I can go ahead and get that done in a future date, but it's perfect for right now. To most people, you wouldn't even notice this kind of stuff, but to me, I pick up on it really quickly. But I'm stoked on that. I'm going to run over it with some 5000 grit. I'm going to put that on time lapse with the GoPro, just, you know, the satisfying part before polish. But after I do that, I'm going to move straight over to the hood, and I'm going to start wet sanding this guy and getting it all knocked down to the best of my ability, because I'm just trying to make as much progress as possible. I did order the lower compliance bushings last night. It was like the last thing that I actually needed to get the suspension back together, and I went ahead and went with the spherical. So it's like they call it a pillow ball, but it's a spherical style. which is going to ultimately, it's going to keep the front suspension from having any kind of pull or play from the lower control arm where it would yank away from it on the rubber. It's going to be solid mounted in a sense, and you know, you guys, you'll have to look into them. Look up hard race compliance bushings for your Civic. It's a huge difference, probably one of the most underrated bushings to replace, and it makes a major difference. So go ahead and look those up. They're pretty pricey. I mean, I found Megan Racing ones for $165, and that's what I went with. I have no problem with them. I think they're going to be awesome. So once those show up, I have all the other suspension components, the calipers, the rotors, the new races, the new wheel hubs. I have to get the spindles all broke down completely. I already got the ball joints and stuff knocked out of them. Got to get them cleaned up, painted, those old wheel hub bearings out of there. But we're making hella progress. I know I haven't been recording a lot, guys, but it's because I've been really buried into this car. I'm just trying to get this thing done as fast as possible. I really want to have this car ready for the season, and it's a lot of work. So like I said prior, I'm going to go ahead and hit this with 5,000 to finish it off, and then I'm going to move over to the hood, and I'll pick back up with you guys after that. What's up, you guys? I'm back at the shop finally, picking up where we left off. So you guys have been seeing me do the quarter panel and getting the doors blended and all that, and doing the roof panel. It's came out really good. I figured I'd give it a little glance here for you guys. Ooh, look at that mirror reflection, boy. So we're on to the roof panel, and I already went through how, you know, I get to this process. It still needs to be polished. It's not perfect. You can still see some level, you know, some hills in the clear coat, but for right now, like I said prior, good enough for me. Right now, we're doing the hood. I'm about to wrap this video up, but I figured I'd show you guys, you know, the finished result. Well, there's no polish or wax on this yet. It's just compound, so I still have to do the rest of the hood. I'm doing another little video for how-to tutorial on removing these swirl marks and stuff. I'm just now figuring out how to do it, you know, the proper way, and I'm super stoked on it, so I want to share it with you guys. But I'm going to start doing these little how-to videos, maybe for, you know, new subscribers and people that don't know us. So, you know, if you guys see little 3-minute videos of how to do this and that, that's what I'm doing. You know, I mean, feel free to click on it, but if you don't want to, if you're just trying to follow the build, you can wait for that content too. I'm just trying to get us out there. So there's going to be a little video going on how to remove these swirl marks and get nice, beautiful, you know, end result like that. But for right now, I just wanted to pick back up with you guys, show you I made it back to the shop, and I'm going to be doing the rest of the polishing and stuff on another date. I'm going to do the A-frame and the roof all at the same time, and then I'm just going to show you guys the finished result. No need to pick back up with you know, a bunch of wet sanding, although this is a lot of work, guys. So, you know, if you're waiting for the uploads and you're like, man, where is this guy? The reason it's taking so long is this stuff, it takes just a brutal amount of time to get done, and it's really hard. So, you know, that's where I've been. It's taken me days to get this stuff done. I just want to knock it out and get it out of my way so I can start working on engine stuff and more exciting content for you guys. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm going to go ahead and make this other video real quick. So see you guys on the next one. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. So see you guys on the next video.